All right, on this episode of Crow's Garage, got some goodies to start being able to tune Crow myself. Reason I'm doing this, close. I am getting my intake manifold finally rod modded here soon, so I need to start learning how to tune on my own, at least on 93, and I'll be going through that process. I'm sure I'll probably do a few videos of me doing something with the car, tuning wise. But for now, I got to get the wideband installed. I've got my HP Tuners MPV i3. I'm trying to get a setup made in the glove box. So that way this is all kind of like self-contained, and I'll have my Surface Go 3 on a tablet mount on the windshield. So whenever I'm tuning, I can keep an eye on. I'll have my AFR gauge like right on next to the A-pillar, and then I'll have my tablet in between the mirror and the dash, so that way I can make sure that I'm staying within other parameters if I need to. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Kind of already started doing some things before I was recording. What you guys set up here? So what I'm trying to do is get all of my power supply for my tablet, the MPV i3, and all the cabling in that kind of all located in the center or not in the center console, in the glove box here. So let me go ahead and take you off of this, show you what I've been doing so far. Okay, I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see that or not, but you can see I've got my OBD2 cable right there, and that's going through the center console. Back behind these, I took this panel off on the other side, and you can slip it through underneath the radio. And then I've got my MPV i3 here, and then I'll have a Type-C cable coming out going to the tablet, as well as my power cable for the tablet. So, and I've got just a small 410 watt power inverter here. I plan on kind of mounting it up in here like this. That way it's up and out of the way mostly, and I can still use my glove box to hold my registration and insurance information. So I will need to pull out the glove box, drill some holes for some screws in there, get all that cableage zip tied up and organized, and yeah, we'll go from there. So I'll probably... Went ahead and got it mounted. Just got to put the cables on it and route the cable for it. Alright, so here is what I ended up doing. So I've got my inverter mounted, got my power cord for my Surface Go 3. I've got my MPVI 3 in here as well. And now I'm going to go grab my USB-C cable and get that routed up as well, so that way it can plug into my tablet when I get the mount in. And if that cable's not long enough, I'll just go buy another one at Best Buy or something, but it should do the trick, hopefully. But yeah. And then I'm also going to have a ProLink cable coming off of this for my wideband. I didn't do the CAN bus one. I think that kit was like an extra like $100 or something like that, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and install it on the ProLink, because like the ProLink cable I think was $15, so I'm not gonna spend an extra $100 on a CAN bus cable. So we did that. Anyway, I will be back in a second. I am going to go get the rest of this stuff pulled out. At least for the ProLink. I don't know if I'm gonna hook up the AFR gauge today. So. Okay, so AFR 500, I'm going to double side sticky tape it right there. This is kind of what I'm seeing out of my point of view when I'm driving. So I was thinking about putting it here. Didn't want to do that because it was getting in the way of the steering wheel, and it couldn't go back far enough. So, and I also didn't want to get in and cutting off my view of my bottom gauges here when you're in performance menu. So I will be putting it over there. All right, had to go do some errands and stuff real quick, but now I'm going to go ahead and get the wires passed through the firewall, show you guys how to deepin the connector so you can do that for the O2 sensor, and then what I'm going to do to get power to the controller so that way it works. So let me get a flashlight real quick and we'll start wiring. Here's a little trick for you guys. So this wire is like right underneath the brake master cylinder. I've shown it before in other videos when I was doing my line lock kit and my two-step. Anyway, just get yourself a small rod. I'm using the tip for an air gun, and push it through the hole because it's really hard to get to from the inside of the car. So go ahead and just push this through the hole, and then you can tape your harness for your AFR gauge to the other side and then pull it back through with the wire. So makes it a lot easier to do. Alright, I ain't got much time because my phone's about to die, but just want to show you guys real quick. To depin these, there's going to be a white cover on it. You're going to pop that off, just use a screwdriver or something. And then to get these out, you'll grab them here, push down into it, and then they'll come out. Don't do what I did and snap one of the pieces of plastic off, because now I'm going to have to struggle with that now. So, but yeah, that's how you do that. All right, this is the next day. I had some stuff that I went to go do, so I had to kind of wrap this one up and put it away for the night. But I figured out what I was going to do for mounting. I think that's where I left off last, so let me show you guys that real quick. So went ahead and sacrificed my phone mount for now. To kind of have this mounted. I just couldn't find anything that would stick to the dash material. So these have like a gel like glue on the bottom side of them. I can't remember what brand of phone holder this is, but try to find the ones that say they have like the gel on them. Those work really well, even on the windshields. I've never had one of them fall off. So this seems to be holding just fine. I don't expect it to fall off or nothing, so we'll see how it does, but should be good. So I just got my wires tucked up in here. I've got some wiring that I got to finish up in here. I've got to add a circuit. I looked online. It said that these don't require more than like 5 amps for heating the wideband and that. So I've got a 10 amp. That's what the wire's rated for. So that's what I've got in the fuse holder. So I'll be finishing up the wiring on that and then going underneath the car to route the wire to the wideband. I'll show you guys that, but for now I'm just going to go ahead and wire this up just to add a circuit. You guys should be able to figure out how to do that stuff, so I'm not going to show it. Alright guys, so I just finished up majority of the wiring that's inside the car. Stuck my add a fuse in here. I put it into the power plug spot with that add a fuse. It's like a 20 amp one. You'll see it on the back side of this. There's a diagram plugging into the power outlet one. I think it's either F18 or F17. Either one will work. So did that, and then I also hooked up my analog wires that come off of the controller, and I've got those ran down up underneath here. Looks like I need to do some more securing of those wires, but I got it ran through underneath over the passenger side. And they come in here. My chair will cooperate. Come in here to the Pro Link. On your Pro Link, it'll be the black and red wire. Hopefully I got that right because I'm freaking colorblind. Yeah, I think that's red. So your black and white that comes off of the AFR 500 will go to the black wire on the Pro Link, and then the yellow wire that comes off of the AFR 500 controller will go to the red wire on the Pro Link cable. So I just have it spliced together with this red wire because the wire from the AFR 500 is not long enough. So this is actually going to the yellow wire. And so it goes through the dash and to the yellow wire. My red one here does, but this is the Pro Link side. So just kind of made it simple, went red to red, black to black. That's in there. So, and I've got my HP tuners right there. So I will be doing my calibration for my wideband and then jacking up the car, getting underneath it, and getting it set into the exhaust. So I've got a plug for, I'm going to pull the rear O2s because mine are tuned out. So I'm going to pull the rear O2s and put a, I have like a blank insert that'll go on the passenger side rear O2 bung, and then I'll have the driver's side be the one where the wideband goes into. So let's get to calibrating. All right, guys. So I've gone ahead. I got the blank or the O2 sensor bung plug installed on the passenger side, and I've got my wideband down on the driver's side of the pipes. And then I went ahead and calibrated it. There's some instructions that come with the AFR 500 that tell you how to calibrate it. Super easy. As well as I installed the jumper into my gauge to switch it to lambda mode. The person that I'll be learning from on YouTube, and then others that I'll be hopefully learning from in person, they do all their tuning in lambda, and I recommend lambda. A lot of people still tune in AFR, and that's fine, but I don't know, lambda goes across like all your different fuel types. So like your stoic for E85 is going to be one, and your stoic for gasoline will be one, where I think on AFR it's different. I think stoic on gasoline is obviously 14.7, but I think E85 is different. So I just went with Lambda, so that way I wouldn't have to worry about it. Simple way to go about tuning. But let me go ahead and turn around the camera. I've pretty much got all this set up and ready to go, and I'll show you the final setup, how it all looks in the car. All right, got it all set up here. So let me go ahead and turn on key. Once I have my key in the ignition. So key on, my charger will turn on for my laptop. Laptop pulls up, gauge pulls up. Let me go ahead and get logged in here so you can see it. Okay, got VCM scanner pulled up. Stop. Go ahead and put it in neutral. Let me shut the door so you guys don't have to hear that annoying dinging. So, get the car in neutral. Got HP tuners pulled up. Go ahead and connect it to vehicle. And start recording my data log. Okay. Got all the gauges here. I'm going to go ahead and start it up. So you can see that, let me go ahead and roll the window so you guys don't listen to the exhaust. So you can see that all my gauges come up. I've got my Lambda programmed in. I'll show you guys how to do that here in a sec. It's been reading fairly accurate. I've been trying to double check it against the gauge to make sure that I have it set up properly. I don't think that it's reading right now. Okay, there it goes. So right now, I'm reading about 0.54 for a second there. 0.98 or 1.098, however you want to call it. Yeah, it looks like it's all working. Got that. Shows you my intake air temps. I mean, this is all just standard HP tuner stuff. But I got to get my scanner set up the way that the people that are teaching me want me to have it set up for this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But before I change all this, I'm going to go ahead and delete that and show you guys how to set up to do analog recording with the AFR 500 through the ProLink cable. So that way it's set up for you in HP tuners. Go ahead and shut that off so it sounds loud. Okay, go ahead and stop recording the log. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and delete it. Remove channel. Okay, so that's deleted. So you click your plus gear. You'll go down to external inputs. You'll click MPVI2. You'll click ProLink. If I can touch screen stuff better. You'll click red because you had it on the red wire. And you'll double click it. Should be there now. Alright, yeah. Oh no, I added blue. Delete. Let's try that again. Okay, there we go. Now you'll right click this. For me, I'll press and hold it. And then you'll click on transform. And then you'll go, if you're setting up for AFR, you'll click AFR and then you'll pick the AFR 500 V2. But if you are doing Lambda like I am, or sorry, you don't click V2, you click on the AFR 500, not V2. It was off for me, I don't know why. But for Lambda, you'll go ahead and click equivalence ratio, and then you will click on Ballinger AFR 500, not the V2. The V2 wide is for if you have your Ballinger in the extended range mode, which you shouldn't have if you're just doing streetcar stuff. If you're like a pro guy and you do the wide stuff, you'll click the the wide V2 one. But for us, normal folk, you're just going to click AFR 500. So it does that. And then to get it to start recording on it, go ahead and record. Now that's pulling up 1.10, and my gauge is at 1.098, so I imagine HP Tuners just rounds up to the nearest hundredth. So yeah, that's how you set it up in the scanner as well. So